Hello, friends. 644 days of war. I must tell you that Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe (OSCE) summit will start tomorrow in North Macedonia, which is the host this year, and it has invited Russian Federation, and Lavrov has said that he will join the summit. In reaction, the Baltic finance ministers said that they will not join this summit and they have withdrawn. They are Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. By the way, all three of them are members of NATO as well as European Union. Now let us come to the war zone in Russia and Ukraine. In south on Kherson front, a relative lull exists. However, battle is continuing in Krinky. No changes even on Pyoma Krinky line where Russian army is building reserves. On Zaporizhia front, weather improved marginally. As a result, Ukrainians started heavy artillery uses towards Rabotino and Verbov direction. However, their ground offensive towards Rabotino north of Novoprokopovka as well as Verbov did not succeed. On Rimivki salient, Russian army carried out ground offensive towards Staromayorsky Priyotne line. It did manage to improve its position by capturing few of the important heights. In north towards Liman direction, localized counterattacks from both the sides. In Serebryansky forestry near Dibrova continues, no changes. Russian army carried out attacks towards Orlyanka and Sinkovka, no changes. It reached first house of Sinkovka but retreated later on. However, it has been able to move forward towards Liman Persy direction, south of it, close to forest area and grey zones. In east on Bakhmut front, Russian army attacked northwest of Klishivka, no significant changes. Similar situation exists near Kromov and Bogdanovka. As far as Kromov is concerned, Russian army is trying its best. Intense battle is continuing. However, it has managed to reach only the initial entry in Kromov. On Avdiivka front, in southern flank, Russian army restarted efforts to advance towards Sieverne and managed to gain towards south of it. It also moved forward towards from the industrial zone, that is southeast of Avdiivka. Inside the city, southern part of it, the Russian army also entered the areas abandoned by the Ukrainians. In north Avdiivka, Russian army attacked towards Stepov, however no gains. On Marinka front, the Russian army attacked within Marinka city itself and towards Pervomaisky, no gains. Russians are continuing their interdiction missions. It struck various installations and military positions in Konstantinovka towards Kupiansk, Slaviansk, Kramatorsk. They used Iskander missiles, FAV-500s, and even Zeramium drones also hit targets in Odisha. Ukrainians continuing as before. There have been no changes in their tactical lines. On Palestinian-Israeli war front, humanitarian truce continues until 30 November and it is expected that this may be extended by another 2 days, that is till 2nd December. Exchange of prisoners taking place. The fifth lot also have been exchanged. Minor violations of ceasefire have been reported from both the sides, but they are not hindering the ceasefire per se. In the meantime, Israelis have been attacking Syrian positions and they have increased the striking rate. Houthis, in the meantime, are increasing provocations against Israelis in Red Sea. The Hezbollah front, or from Lebanon, there have not been many reports of counterattacks against Israel. German Chancellor Scholz, in the meantime, said that country's budget crisis won't impact lives of ordinary Germans. A funny statement, but by the way, he's not the only one. Whenever the inflation takes place, prices of essential commodities are risen, even by the state. The state government, whichever party is in the power, says that common people will not be affected. Very funny. By the way, this German chancellor is being hoodwinked even by his own people and the parliamentarians on this statement. Do you think the oligarchs and big capitalist financiers and their political, administrative, military people, their subordinates, bother about common people anywhere in the world? Yes, if common people are united and their resistance is militant, solid, then they are bothered. And of course, then they start various measures to make common people's life little easier. Not because they love them, but because they fear their rise, which eventually could, on some occasions, some special situation, revolutionary situation, may seize even the power. And then these people will not be in a state to look after the common people. Thank you, friend.